Alright, so did Apple just hammer Facebook and just destroy Facebook ads? You're going to find out in this video. It's pretty cool because this is the hammer I use to hammer ads out of the park when I need to. No, but my dad actually made this, so shout out to my dad. Anyways, so yeah, we have recent iOS 14.5 changes. You may have seen this. I'm sure you've seen this if you have an Apple device because, you know, they've already rolled out these updates a couple weeks ago. And I'm going to show you what that looks like, what it's affecting, and how you can overcome that. So first of all, let's just go down to some background info. So Facebook and Apple have kind of been at it lately. They've been, you know, at each other's throats, and Facebook's even came out and said things like, you know, Apple's hurting small businesses by doing this, and, you know, there's been all kinds of little hints and, you know, some blatant web pages that say, you know, you can go read it for yourself on Facebook. But basically, Facebook doesn't like what Apple's doing. Apple, on the other hand, is saying like, hey, this is for the user, it's for privacy. You know, that sounds great. So I'm not here to say who is right or wrong, but I do want to talk about as a business owner or an advertiser how you can overcome it. So here it is, iOS 14.5. You'll see on the screen right here it says, this version of iOS requires us to ask permission to track some data from your device and show you ads that are more personalized. And basically, like, either they're going to show you ads that are personalized, or like if you turn off tracking, you're going to lose that ability. So in a way, I think tracking is actually a great thing. Like, you're able to see relevant ads to yourself. You're able to, you know, not just get a bunch of random ads on your newsfeed. But unfortunately, a lot of people are going to see this message right here. Allow app to track your activity across other companies. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to be tracked. I want to be, you know, private and all that stuff. I don't want to have my data out there. And so they'll actually say, ask app not to track. I think that's just going to be a kind of a knee-jerk response from people. They're going to say, hey, you know, Apple, I don't want you to track my stuff. And then unfortunately what's going to happen is, you know, things like Facebook or YouTube ads, you know, companies like that use tracking to provide like really good targeting. They basically keep up with what you're interested in. So for example, let's say I'm interested in a meditation app. Well, now Facebook might, you know, show my ads to a local yoga studio. But anyways, like, that's kind of how it works. And unfortunately, for advertisers, it's been more difficult. I've even seen it on Facebook groups where, you know, Facebook ad agencies, they're like, well, we went from like profitable ads, or, you know, our ad was profitable for years, this specific campaign, and then all of a sudden it like dropped off and declined right when these ads hit, or right when these changes hit. So, you know, it is a big change. It is something that's significant. However, with that being said, I found ways around it. I've already had, you know, a lot of successful campaigns with the changes that I've implemented, and one of the reasons I really decided, like, hey, I'm going to come share this information with you is because with my account, you know, I manage a lot of accounts, and so I've got a VIP Facebook support team, and I'm not trying to sound cool or anything, but yeah, I've got a Facebook support rep, and basically they call me and they give me all their best, you know, insider info, what they've seen working for accounts. And so I got to talk to them, and basically they kind of reassured what I already thought, but then they gave me some other tips. They're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And, you know, we've been doing those with our clients and getting great results. And so I'm going to give you three things you need to do to, you know, future-proof your business and also help you overcome these changes and make it easier. If you work with a marketing company like me, it's going to make my life easier because we're going to have the things we need. And so let's get down to it. So number one, get engagement for your on your Facebook page and your Instagram account. So why am I talking about Instagram now? Well, guess what? Facebook owns Instagram, and so it's actually all the same advertising platform. And so if you thought that this only affects Facebook, you're wrong. It actually affects Instagram too. And so get engagement on your Facebook page and Instagram. Why? Because one of the ways that we're going to be targeting people is based on the engagement of your Facebook account and your Instagram page. And so if you're only using your personal Facebook for business, or you don't have an Instagram business account, you're really hurting your business. And so make sure you have those things to begin with, like a Facebook business page and an Instagram business account. And then what I would do is, like, even if you're, you know, very active on your personal Facebook account, which is nothing wrong with that, I get a lot of engagement on my personal account, share your business page on your personal account. And what this is going to do is allow you to get more viewers, more engagement, because when I say engagement, they don't have to be commenting. I mean, comments help, obviously, on other things, but when I say engagement, like, they could look at a post, they could watch a video. Like, that's all engagement. So share your page videos. You know, if you have a really good video, post it on your business page and then share it to your personal page, and that way you can get more views on the business page side of things, which is really going to help, you know, your targeting in the long run, based on some other tactics that, you know, Facebook talked to me about. The next thing you should be doing, and this is something you should already be doing, a lot of you are in some ways, but it just emphasizes it even more because guess what? If you have your own email list, like name, number, email, phone number, things like that, you're going to be way ahead of the game on targeting, because now instead of trying to target a bunch of like random interest or like beauty-based interest, or, you know, depending on what your business is, if you're just trying to target generic interest, then you're really going to see a huge hit on these changes. And for a lot of you running your own ads right now, that's basically, like, I see you guys as screenshots of what you're targeting. So if you're basically just targeting beauty interest, and so that's going to take a big hit right now with all the iOS changes. And so what you need to be doing is collecting, like anytime you get a client, you know, collect their email address, collect their phone number, find ways to, you know, collect that information anyways. Like if you have a potential lead, say like, hey, what's your email? I can shoot you some info. And then you can keep that in a spreadsheet, or you can use some kind of like email marketing platform. I'll do that on a later video, but I know some popular ones are MailChimp, you know, ActiveCampaign, you know, there's a bunch out there. But yeah, make sure you're collecting those email addresses and saving them, because you can use those for Facebook and Instagram targeting. The number 3 thing you should do to keep yourself from getting screwed on iOS 14.5 is hire an advertising expert. Now, I don't want you to, you know, turn off the video right now and say like, oh, he's just trying to sell this up. I always think about it like, if there's a kid that was going to run out in front of a car, would you grab them and stop them from running out from the car? Of course you would. And that's what I'm doing right now. If you are, you know, one of those people like, oh, I'll just run my own ads and I'll save money, you know, I'll just do everything myself. I have superhero syndrome. I just want to do everything myself. If you're one of those people, I'm trying to keep you from getting hit by a car right now, because if you are doing the standard boosting a post, running your own ads, you're probably bleeding money right now. You're probably throwing your money down the toilet. And so, you know, invest a little bit of money and hire someone like me who knows what they're doing, who's proven that they can get the results, and who has, you know, insider info with Facebook and Instagram. And I know what to do, you know, like I know all these advanced tips and tricks that are honestly, you know, just trying to keep up with them is a huge waste of time for you, because you need to be spending time, you know, talking to your clients, you know, doing what you love, your services, spending time with your family, you know, making great content, because I'm not going to be there to film content for you. I'm not going to be there to take your pictures. Those are all very time-consuming things. And so you don't need another thing in your plate. You don't need to be trying to figure out all this advertising stuff. You know, I've spent over probably $15 million in ads at this point over the past 5 years, and I still learn things every day. I'm still constantly studying. Like, I was just watching multiple videos, because every day I'm learning something new, and it's not possible for you to learn all that stuff effectively and learn all the things you need to know while you're trying to run a business full time, while you're trying to have some semblance of a normal life, you know, because as entrepreneurs we get so busy. So, you know, think about hiring an expert. You know, I can't vouch for anyone else, but I have over 1,000 testimonials. I have over 300 Facebook reviews you can go look at on PMU Marketer. But anyways, that's my 2 cents on that. So just to recap, let's go through the 3 things you need to be doing to overcome iOS 14.5. 1, get engagement on your Facebook and Instagram accounts. Collect and save user info like email addresses, phone numbers. And then 3, consider working with me, because I take care of all the heavy work for you and I stay up to date with all the latest changes. Guess what? I guarantee you there's a bunch of people out there right now that are, you know, thinking they're running their ads good, and they don't realize their data is just dropping off, because all those people that were pretty easy to target before, you know, all the people with iPhones, now they're not so easy to target. And so you got to know all those tips and tricks. And I'm not trying to hide info from you guys. It's just for me to go through all that stuff. Unless you're another advertiser watching this, you're not going to understand it, and it's not even worth wasting your time, when you could just, you know, pay the small fee to hire me, have me on your team, and I'll handle all that stuff for you. So, big picture, is Apple destroying Facebook with this new change? No. In fact, I'm very optimistic, because with every obstacle comes opportunity. And I think this is a big obstacle, but I think it's going to be awesome because all these advertisers and all these businesses that, can't figure it out, have not hired an expert, or don't have, the insider info and don't understand what to do, they're going to see their cost of ads go way up, or cost per, lead, cost per purchase, whatever metrics they're following. They're going to see that cost go way up. They're going to stop advertising, and guess what? That's going to make it cheaper for me because Facebook ads, Instagram ads, it's an auction system. And what that means is basically like if 10 people are betting on, trying to target one person, the person who's paying the most gets the most attention from that person. And so that's why, if you have a small budget or you don't know how to target correctly, you're going to get, quote, bad leads, or you're going to get, what everybody doesn't want is the people without money because they can't buy your service or product. And so that's how Facebook works. It's an auction system. You think about like the old Western auctions, or I know they still have auctions today because I see them on TV. But it's like going once, going twice, $50,000. That's basically what the Facebook algorithm is doing. It's finding, like, based on your budget, your targeting, and obviously a lot of other metrics. It is an auction system, and so if all these people who are not good at running ads, who don't follow the advice and tips, or hire an expert, they're going to be put out of business basically when it comes to advertising, because their cost is going to be too high. They're not going to be able to reach the right people. Get ahead of the curve now. Do those 3 things that I mentioned, and then I hope you reach out to me because it's going to be awesome. All right, guys. If you haven't already, click subscribe, and I really appreciate any kind of likes or comments on these videos. I also have a podcast. It's called the PMU Marketer Podcast, and I have a free Facebook marketing group. So I'll include those links below, and I'll catch you on the next video.